This was the attempt Selby would regret most in his career. The two balls were almost frowning together. The difficulty was brutally unfair, but completely pinned in the corner, Selby had no way out. It was life or die for him. Unfortunately, the angle was just a fraction off. Looking at the mistake he created himself, Selby showed nothing but helpless frustration. Trailing 1-4 overall, he was already standing on the edge of the cliff. Even though the pack was not fully open at this moment, facing his lifelong rival O'Sullivan, Selby had no other choice. He could only gamble everything, but that gamble became a fatal gift. The red dropped. The two ball connected smoothly onto a color. In O'Sullivan's dictionary, as long as there is an attacking chance, failing to clear the table is failure, especially against Selby. His offense seemed completely unlocked. The two ball clipped the brown and slowed early, leaving only a huge angle mid to long main shot. But in the grinning eyes of the Rocket, as long as there is an angle to attack, defense is never an option. This was outrageous. Red then blue flowed forward without hesitation. The extreme angle long pot was clean and ruthless. He did not even need to touch the jaws. At this moment, you finally understand why everyone loves watching the Rocket play. It is not tension, it is pure enjoyment.
Oh, wow. Chose to attack, knowing there was a red at the back of the pack, but is it that sweet as a nut? He's so confident at the moment.
Knowing he'd leave this red for Selby if he missed.
That perfect attacking shot completely ignited the arena. The red balls were blown completely open. Not only did all attacking chances appear, even the color roots were left untouched. Selby, sitting in the chair, could hardly find even a trace of hope to survive. And this slaughter did not come without a reason. The caught turns back to the 2014 World Championship final. It was Selby who used an extreme rhythm-breaking style to completely suffocate the Rockets' flow and take away a championship worth $2.4 million. From that moment on, O'Sullivan's attitude towards Selby changed completely. This match was their first head-to-head meeting since the final. Even though Selby was still world number 1, facing a revenge-driven and fully unleashed Rocket, he had absolutely no answer. The 1-2 first scoreline said everything about the despair.
Had Selby won it, he was guaranteed at least a share of the spoils at the interval.
And we know, don't we, that at this level, it doesn't take much.
But it's the pace at which O'Sullivan is punishing his opponent's errors this week. It's frightening, it's intimidating.
Take that one out of the equation, but if you take that out, that frame, he hasn't missed much once he's in.
And even you needed a fluked black to win it, even after all those mistakes. Closing in a hurry here on a place in the semi-finals. And of course the semis final over the best of 17.
Another god-tier attacking shot, while other players would be scratching their heads for the next move, the Rocket used machine-like cue ball control to dismantle the table with ease. No matter how delicate the grinding control, there was no space to display it in front of extreme offense. After releasing his emotions, the Rocket became even calmer, no longer obsessed with pure power, but showcasing ultimate understanding of angles and position. Even the referee was drawn into his flowing rhythm and grew tense.
The world number 1 by some margin. In
75.
the blink of an eye.
76.
Who's going to stop him? That is the question.
Well, we know Neil Robertson is playing fabulously well. We saw that earlier against Ding Junhui.
83.
And of course, they're on a collision course to meet in the final on Sunday. What a
84.
match that would be if it happened. But it's going to take something special if O'Sullivan keeps this up.
Yeah, we've just sort of been waiting all week for him to play a sort of mediocre or bad session, but he hasn't. It's as simple as that. He's maintained that standard, or this standard, I should say, all the way through the week.
Fitting
98.
that he should finish with the 3-figure break.
99.
And listen for the roar when this pink disappears.
The final clearance phase arrived. At this point, there was nothing left that could stop the Rocket, so we could only sit quietly and wait for the ending. The century was completed, but the Rocket still did not stop because to him, the most cruel form of revenge is clearing the very last ball.
Around the angles for the black.
125.
Making them talk.
The black was putted. The match was over. Revenge was complete. This was not an ordinary victory. It was a total reckoning.
Utterly